Umpires Ron Bettridge, Colin Rouston and Greg Inge. Stay with us. We are live until 5, and there's Jared Cotton on screen, who is playing against his old side. That's not always easy, Tim.
It's not easy, as we saw in the first round with Woosnam playing for Sturt against West Adelaide. He struggled a bit that day. It is hard, you're fired up, and I think Jared Cotton is a quality player.
So to pick up the call, it's Mark Nayley in the commentary position.
First bounce, big jump in the middle of the ground by both players. The first opportunity this season for ABC viewers to watch Norwood. Now, as David and Tim mentioned, really haven't started the season as we've come to expect from Regleg's sides of pass to up forward. Coming out as Harvey, he's tackled without the football. Will be given the free kick. Gives the handball quickly across to Obbs. Obbs onto his boot up forward. This is bound. He gives it across. 55 is Scotty Borlase. Going out forward and into marking. Great courage there shown. And going back was Graham. He takes the mark and gets the kick quickly across to Holm. Holm, half-back flank, goes towards Steinberner. He'll take it and run with it. Long kick over centre forward. Wasn't directed towards Geister. Geister shows some courage also going back with the fly of the football. Cook comes up with it. Tries to give the handball across. Chance for Nord now to clear. 2 or 3 handballs. A chance now for Borlase to receive it. He's got players moving across the half-forward flank. Will get in that direction at will. The big ruckman and Arnold's back there, couldn't take it. Back to McGowan. McGowan on his left leg. The umpire has indicated a free kick will be paid to Norwood. It was shepherding not within 5 metres. A rule I haven't seen, I think, Tim, for around about 20 years.
Yeah, it's an early one to pick up too, I think, but Jared Cotton's got it, so maybe they're just keeping an eye on that battle.
Cotton looks to play on quickly, feeds it out to Scotty Doreen. Right half forward, a long ball in towards full forward. Loose ball falls, great defensive work. Reimers thumps the ball towards the boundary line, just inside. And picking up the loose ball is Harvey. Gary McIntosh on screen. Well, we've talked about how Norwood have missed him this year. Timmy, he's missed 3, they've lost 3, he won't play again. Or will he?
Look, 371 games, I don't think he'll add to that tally, but what a fantastic record and what a fantastic player he was.
The ball comes in. Ball's taken out of the middle by Bowen. He's doing the ruck with Borlase, claimed by Steinberner. Steinberner did very well to run him down. Crashing through was the Terrier and Quentin Graham, and he's picked up a free kick. The umpire said he was taken too high.
I like the look of him too, David. I've seen him in a couple of games. The one against South, I thought he was one of the few that really looked like he was making an impact for Centrals. And today, looks like he started well already. I think that's his second touch.
A real dasher. There's a free kick downfield.
Yeah, it looks like it's been paid up to Ricky McGowan. Bit of interference.
McGowan goes wide. Got to play loose. Goes in that direction. Into the forward line again. Looking for Scotty Lee. He takes it on the chest. Umpires paid the mark. The ball will come back. And already Centrals are making changes. It's like a dislocated finger possibly to Mark Conway. Damien Arnold's come back on. We may get Michael Parsons down on the boundaries to check that out for us. Free kick.
Just a blatant push in the back there, Nails.
Yep.
Bradley Willis into the back of Bowman.
So Nord again, a chance to go forward. Dan Toshia takes it. The ball smothered beautifully there by the Central District's player in Bello. He receives the ball now from a good handle. Goes around the player. Goes across the top. Scotty Lee by himself. Will play on with a shot at goals from 35 metres out. Scotty Lee, with plenty of experience, doesn't miss those opportunities and brings up the Bulldogs' first major for the afternoon.
Well, Bello did some great work. He smothered off the boot first of all. It landed in Sainsbury's hands. He did some great work to get it back to Bello. Bello then drove it in long, found a very vacant to Mr. Lee all on his own. And he's not going to miss from there. Scotty Lee's a quality player. And he just produced a great little drop punt through the middle of the goals.
Almost 4 minutes gone first term. The Bulldogs are off to a good start there. 6 points on the board. And Norwood yet to score at the bounce. Conway, who's had that finger repaired, back into the middle. Sets himself and takes the knock. Brings the ball down. It's a loose one. Cunningham couldn't control it. Finally it gets flipped out in the finish. Working hard was Crouch going forward. Well done, Cotton, to Borlase, who's working very hard in the opening 5 or so minutes. Quentin Graham, a real dasher, this blonde-haired fellow. Feeds it out to the side to the running player in Damien Hicks, and forward it's Marco Bello. Well, he's working hard. A left-footer towards centre forward. They're playing corridor football today, the Bulldogs, and they look a lot better when they do that. Cook around the corner, quick handball, feeds it out. Willis onto the left boot, it drives it forward into space. Bassett at the back door, over the top of Borkwell and charges away. A clearing kick and he's heading towards the boundary line. Where's Danny Holm? Can he get there? He does. Takes it, grabs it, goes to ground. He's picked up a free kick. Well earned.
Yeah, he did that very well, Danny Holm. Kept his body in line with the football and let the guy just career into him. Good decision by the umpire.
Danny Holm, awkward left leg, hasn't found his target up forward. The Bulldogs have a chance here. 27 was Matthew Krieg. Coming up with it is Obst. Obst will go for the luxury of having a bounce across the half-back line, then just gives the ball over. In there again, the Norwood players working hard to try to keep possession, but they're just not working as a team. McGowan comes back on his left leg, ill-directed kick and finds Bowman. And we have a spare boot on the ground. We're just trying to pick up the player who's without one at the moment. I'm sure the trainers will find and make sure it's put back on. Ball up towards the wing. Going up high, there was Cotton up against his old club. That's Hicks, Joseph Hicks, and this time Swatala, who's come into the side this afternoon, holds it at the ground with young Gallagher. A chance again for the men in white to start this game again.
Did a good job there, Gallagher. Just kept the ball in the area. Probably wouldn't have got holding the ball for that, but definitely did a good job for Norwood in that case.
Run contest. Yerbury down. Bassett releases the ball to Crouch. Further field, it's Dantokia playing in the corridor. A left footer forward, but who's playing back? It's Conway, a loose man in defence, playing it pretty well. Quickly feeds it out to Holm. They're fanning out pretty well, the Bulldogs. Now bringing it back and centering it. It's disciplined play early. Steinberner was skirting Scotty Lee, but it was ignored. 27. Matthew Krieg dropping into the hole, but it's Borkwell who leads out on the 50-metre line. Now, he's more than capable, Tim, of kicking this.
It's a fair kick, though. It's going to be at least a 55-metre kick. It's going to have to be one of his best. He's chipped short, though. Found Cook.
Used his eyes pretty well, didn't he?
He did. Just appears to me that the Central players aren't going to blast it into their forward lines today. You just have a look at the way Scotty Lee had that ball inside the centre square there. He waited and waited, got the lead from Borkwell, picked him off, and then Borkwell did the exact same thing. Would have been an outstanding kick to kick a goal from where he was. So he's just chipped it to Cook, who now has a relatively easy shot from about 40 metres.
Cook, who's averaged better than a goal a game. He's really improved that late in his career. He started slowly, and he's pretty accurate in front of goals. Puts that through. The Bulldogs are away to a good start there. 2 goals, Norwood yet to score.
Well, as I called it there, gave Cook a reasonable shot from goal from 40 metres out, and he is a goal kicker. I think he kicked about 2 or 3 last week, and he just snared that one pretty easily. I believe he got 5 last week, so there you go. He was kicking them very well. So he's continued that form today. He's just slotted that one. Put Central's second on the board, and they've got a good start.
As we go down to Michael Parsons on the boundary line.
Yes, fellas, just have a look at the way Norwood's lined up and playing. It worries me already that they've run the ball off their half-back line a couple of times and have just had no options at centre-half forward or on that next line up where they can get a contest, and the ball's just been run out so easily.
Chance for Obst to put Norwood inside 50. He does that with a good kick. Chance here for Norwood also. They've got runners with Borlase. Been very busy. Terrible kick by Borlase. It was a worm burner. Should have been a goal, Tim.
Yeah, it should have been, Mark. And look, 3 possessions for Borlase so far. You just watch this one. He just drops it on the inside of his foot. Didn't drop the ball at all well, but he's had 3 possessions today, and the other 2, he just took too long to get rid of them, and he got tackled.
Lead from defence, a long ball, Conway front position. McGowan flips it over the top. The running player, Swatala, feeds it forward. He's quick, isn't he? Goes at it pretty well. Pitt couldn't control the ball, and it's across the line.
Yeah, just back to young Borlase there. Could be worse, mate. You could be not finding the footy, couldn't you? So he is finding the ball, so that's the main thing.
I think his legs are moving too quick for his hands at the moment. A couple of chances he's had to put the ball to boot, just haven't found the mark. So again, Norwood come up with it. This is James up towards centre-half forward. Big leap by Cotton from the side. Number 10 is Robert Neal. He's tackled very aggressively by Daniel. The umpire will come in and ball up. And 2 other games being played this afternoon around the state. We see West and North. And West off to a good start. They're 8 and North are 1. And South and Eagles down in Noarlunga. We see South with the first behind for the day.
Yeah, big lead. Cook to Quinton Graham. I like the way this kid goes about his game. Willis, front position. He's hard at it, this fellow. Fights hard, but Pitt is an experienced campaigner. You don't get away from him terribly easily.
Well, he played his 100th game last week, Petty, and he's a good player. And back there, that Norwood defence has been good over the last few years. It's just finding a goal scorer, a consistent goal scorer up forward for him. That'll really make a very good unit, the Norwood side.
When you played with the Magpies, Tim, was there an approach to split the Norwood defence open?
Probably the best thing was to get it in real quick, especially when you've got Scotty Hodges and Darren Smith at centre-half forward. I mean, that was the real big danger. When those two guys won out, that was the big danger for any defence.
Newbury, 43 for the Redlegs. Conway paddles it down. Now, Conway is quick to recover. He did that pretty well. Over the top of the ball. Antokia comes through. Gang tackle. Geister got him. Marco Bello in the overlap. Took him to ground. And the umpire said, dead heat, fellas, will have a bounce.
And David, I just noticed you love calling that name Marco Bello, don't you?
Marco Bello.
I tell you what, he gets enough of the footy to be calling it a fair bit too.
Well, we saw him in the opening, in the second round of the year, Tim, and I thought he was just a bit stilted.
Yep.
Today he's running freely. My reports say that last week he was terrific.
Yeah, outstanding. Rick McGowan said during the week you're going to see a lot in this kid.
So the reports are that he can go pretty well. But you've still got to find the ball, as you say. Loose ball falls. Adam Crouch, who's working pretty hard, gathers it away, forces it forward. Sainsbury couldn't get there. Now he recovers. Tracked down by Harvey. That's a good contest. A couple of speedsters going at it. Sainsbury just missed it. He was going a little too quickly in the finish. Reimers did pretty well to protect the ball. Sainsbury flips it out. Well done, young man. 15 is Joey Hicks. A high ball. Oh! Stolen well and beautifully by Holm. Well, he came in from nowhere and gives it off to Cook. They're marching forward, the Bulldogs. They're doing everything right. It's Steinburner on 50, and he can kick it from there.
Well, he is a good kick, but again, I think he will look for another option. Look at Danny Holm here, just smashed straight through. That is a great attack on the football.
James Gallagher went pretty hard at it too. It's not as if he stood back and waited for it.
Danny had some momentum behind him though, didn't he?
So Steinburner, the man that Mark Nailey really loves to misname, from 50. Oh, that is a magnificent kick.
Leg.
What a beauty. Dead centre, right through the middle. One on the bird to Nathan.
Well, I'm glad I backed him there because it was a fair kick, wasn't it? Would have been at least 55 metres out by the time he kicked it. And Steinburner's looked good today. There's one criticism of him that he doesn't find enough of the footy. But I tell you what, he's a nice lad. He's a bit quiet. But if he can get 20 to 30 touches every game, he will play AFL football this year.
We might cover him a little later, Tim. I'll put a question to you about him.
Central's 18. They lead Norwood just the one solitary behind. Newbury up against Conway. Yeah, the player getting the ball down to their players. Going back with the flight of the ball. Mark is nearly taken. Again through Steinburner. Couldn't keep control. Ball ace in there for another possession. Coming up with the football is Cunningham. He's tackled from behind by McGowan. He's got Harvey in support. He'll go back even further afield. Cumming just couldn't quite pick it up. Norwood at the fits of the fumbles at the moment. Their smaller players just not getting control of this ball. And Danny Holmes quite happy to see the ball out over the boundary line.
Tim, Matthew Krieg had an opportunity of killing Anthony Harvey. Then that's just an experience. Sometimes you just have to finish him off.
Very true, and I think you're right. He just didn't know how to do it. But Norwood, to me, looked like a side without confidence, and you can just see that in the way they're double handling the footy.
Just wonder how quickly they've fallen. Conway, the handball was too hard, gave Cook no opportunity at all. Being wrapped up was Newbury.
The danger is, though, David, if Centrals can't put the score on the board to put them away, then they'll have time to gain their confidence.
Newbury, the 22-year-old, high above the pack, thumps this one down. Clements on the left boot, forces into space, right down the middle. Joey Hicks, he's doing a good job so far on Cunningham, attacking and driving the ball forward. Big fly, Lachlan Bowman couldn't bring it down. Bassett gathers it in. Borkwell wraps him up. That one's going nowhere. And again, the umpires need to bounce.
I like the defensive spine of Norwood with Bowman and Bassett. I think they're both very, very good players, and it's going to be hard to work around those two.
Inside 50 for the Bulldogs again. The ball to be taken out of the air by Lee. Couldn't quite get control of it. Cook comes up with it and puts it high in the forward lines. Will it carry? I think it has. The umpire indicates it's gone through on the wrong side of the goals and brings up another behind. or the first behind to the Bulldogs. They're now 3-1-19. They lead Norwood just a solitary behind.
Well, it's a bit of a worry because Central's midfield are getting plenty of it, and Cook looks dangerous up there as well. And that's probably one. He's got 7 possessions already, I believe, Cook, so Norwood have to get on top of that.
James are clearing Cook in the direction of Bowman and Urbry, but it's Steinburner who forces the ball out. Swatala cleverly done into space. McGowan on the left boot, chips up. Here comes Borkle. He's out and he's in front and he's got it.
Good grab. Very good grab, David. That's the way to attack the footy. Scotty Bassett gave him no room. He was right on him. He's just got his hands up in front of his face. Too many players these days try to take it on their chest. He wouldn't have marked it if he had tried that. And a very good grab, and just hope for him that he can finish this one off the Centrals.
Andrew Borkle, who made his name as a centre-half forward under Alan Stewart, recruited to Carlton back this year from the Navy Blues, and that is a penetrating kick, deadly accurate, and right to the middle. He's got his first as well. The Bulldogs are off to a fly.
Well, they are 4 goals, 1 to just a solitary point Norwood, and that is the start I was talking about. If they can maintain that, maybe get a 6-goal lead by quarter time, an out-of-confidence Norwood side may not be able to recover out here at Elizabeth, and Centrals are moving the ball beautifully. All their hand and footwork is hitting the targets, and guys like Borkle up front finishing off, it's going to be dangerous for Norwood.
We might check with Michael Parsons. There's obviously a 10-goal breeze out there, Michael.
But I wouldn't say it was 10 goals, just a bit wafting to the end with which Centrals are kicking, maybe 1 or 2 goals at the most.
Okay, I didn't think there was any breeze at all, Nails.
Now looking the windsock there, David, over by the scoreboard. It does indicate it is favouring our left of screen. Central's come up with it again. Chance McGowan, good work by Cotton. Receives one as well from McGowan, a former teammate.
Well, he's going to get about 20 of those today, isn't he?
At least. Cotton, left leg. It's penetrating. In the front position, the front of the pack there was Harvey. Still not clean taking it, are the Red Legs. This is a high ball. Very, very hard for the forward line player in O'Brien. It's come up quickly. I think the goal may have been kicked. I've just missed out. I just missed the play. I think it might have been ball ace.
I reckon it was ball ace. That was a great goal. That was a great goal. We might get some vision of that. It came off hands. He had no room to move. Ball ace. You just watch this. The ball from behind O'Brien. He gets hold of it. He had no room. Everybody was on him, and he snapped it perfectly. So if we can criticise him for his other 3 kicks, that one made up for it. It was absolutely pinpoint.
Reminds me of one of Darren Jarman's last week.
Yeah. You can keep that up, you're going to go well.
Well, he's found plenty of the ball. 5 kicks to ball A's in the opening 17 minutes of this first term, live throughout South Australia, the Northern Territory on the ABC network. It's 25-7. The Redlegs fight back with a great goal to ball A's. And here he is again, handballs it out to Gallagher. The left footer finds space and delivers it forward. It was beautifully weighted. And this is Bound, the big fellow. At the 50-metre line, he lifts the eyes and goes long to O'Brien. O'Brien's one grab, got it.
Well, that's better, isn't it, David? We saw a couple of early grabs missed, but then Bound at centre-half forward took a great grab out in front of his face. And Christian O'Brien, the exact same thing, with a lot of pressure from Hicks there, so it wasn't an easy grab. And he's normally a good kick for goal, so I'd expect him to finish this from about 35 metres out.
Does know how to kick a goal. Christian O'Brien, 72 goals in 48 games. This is game 49, so his 50th coming up next week for the Redlegs. And that is a beautiful kick. I think you'll see a big score kick here today as both sides attack. Very little breeze, and they are putting him through dead centre.
Well, there we were just saying it was a 4-goal lead to Centrals, and we said if they had got a 6-goal lead by quarter time, the game could have been blown apart. But Norwood must have heard me. They've hit back strongly with a great goal to ball ace, and now 1 to O'Brien.
What does a team do, Tim, when their backs are to the wall? You're 4 goals down, not looking like doing anything. Where do they find the spark?
Well, they got it out of the middle. That was the main thing. You see Doreen and Urbry and Harvey working very hard in the middle of the ground. They're getting it out now in those last 2 centre breaks. So that's where you've got to win it, David, if you're going to get some score on the board.
25 plays 13, the 19-minute mark of this first quarter. The ball will be put down. Contested was Conway and also Urbry. Urbry just a little bit too tall this time. Gets it down to Cotton. Coming through hard and tough is Bowman. Couldn't take it. Danny Holm, the aggressive Danny Holm, applies the pressure. Gallagher comes up with the football. Great courage by, I think it was Steinburner going back hard. Umpires played the advantage. Scotty Leeds got 5 or 10 metres on Cotton. He straightened the body up. Sets it towards centre half forward. There's not a Bulldog in sight, and James takes it.
Back from Gallagher to James in the overlap. Now it's Harvey, tries to evade the tackle from Joe Hicks, did so successfully. A high ball, Conway sits underneath this one. Oh, the big fella set himself. That thumb doesn't seem to be troubling him. He just went off, he just looked like he dislocated the end of one of his fingers. Popped it back in, but it didn't inhibit his marking. A long ball to centre half forward. I like their direction, Centrals. They're playing much more direct. Dantokia to Pitt. Wider still, further afield. Bassett was the target. He sits underneath this one. Inside, caught, dragged to ground. Dispatches the handball. Well done, Steinburner to Borkwell. Releases Marco Bello on the left boot, chips it forward. Well, I don't know where he was going. He had better options, but still, Bassett applies the tackle on Willis. Bello goes to the back door. Steinburner with pace. We'll talk about him, Tim, in a moment. Think about him. A high one towards full forward. Underneath this one, it's Scotty Lee. He's got it. Well, you don't get off the ground when you're 35, but he took a big flight, and he gave Lachlan a spray.
Oh, no, look at him.
Oh, he's not happy, is he, Lockie? Oh. I could sort of half understand. Let's have a look and see how much he had of it. Nah, you'd have to pay that to Scott Lee. That's a good grab. That's a good grab. And just a couple of mistakes there. You just saw young Scotty Bassett bring the ball back in when he could have ran it out.
Oh, Lachlan Bowman, if you could read lips. But Scotty Lee gets his second, the veteran, and he got off the ground. That's one for the highlight tape.
Well, it will be for him. There's no doubt about that. I think Scotty Lee will keep that one on tape. But look, he's kicked his second goal. He did it very well. You'd have to pay that grab. That's definitely marked. Scotty Lee had all of that. But young Scott Bassett, he brought the ball back in when he shouldn't have in the corridor there. He should have tried to run it up the line. And then Marco Bello made the mistake of going out wide to the flank. Steinburner got hold of it, did the right thing and put it into the corridor.
Scotty Lee is his second for the afternoon. You normally find forward line players, as they get older and slower, normally go to the back pocket. Quite the opposite has happened for Scotty Lee. At the age of 35, it's been moved up forward. He started with 2 goals this afternoon. We see it's up there again, inside 50 with Borkwell. Dantokia will take it. Bassett's hurt. We may come back to him afterwards. Handball from Gallagher. Just knocked it out, gives Ball Ace a chance. He keeps it in. Kicks it up high, but the fly there in front would be Conway. Couldn't take that ball. Coming through hard, looked like Harvey was taken a bit high. Harvey ends up with it, gives it back to Gallagher. Gallagher on the left foot. Goes again towards centre half forward. They have the little players hitting the right positions, Nord. Just need to be able to take it just a little bit cleaner. The Bulldogs will clear once again. This is Spatala on the outer wing. Look for the bounce. Society better get the ball moving up forward a bit quicker. Good mark going back. With the football was Bassett.
Bassett, quick switch of play. Comes across ground to Clements. Time for a bounce. Delivers and forces it forward. The kick wasn't well placed to Obbs, who kept the ball in play. I'm not sure that he needed to do that. Krieg over the top, but Obbs steals away with it. Did it pretty well, inexperienced from Krieg there, but oh, the kick from Obbs. Joey Hicks picks it out, drives it back to Steinburner, who just settles. Now, Tim, I thought his pace when he started his career was terrific, and then he bulked up terribly. He seemed to lose some of that pace, and that was the question.
Yeah, I think he needs his pace, so I don't think he's lost any this year. He had problems with hamstrings, and that may have been the reason for the lack of pace.
Doreen got the handball from Anthony Harvey. Swatala forces it forward. Holm now. Scotty Doreen, backdoor. Gallagher inboard to Crouch. They're working it out well, the Redlegs, with handball. Bourlays, the release, and it's Harvey charging downfield. A high ball. Not much chance for the forwards with that kick. And Arnold will be forced to defend towards the boundary line. Damien Hicks read it beautifully and went straight out to the space. And sitting out there, Brenton Daniel, well, he's got some pace to burn too, this kid. Forces it inboard. And fortunately for the Bulldogs, Scotty Lee marked that. It was a real danger.
Well, Michael Stevens, youthful experience there, inexperience, I should say, tried to kill his own player.
They've got numbers around the football, the Bulldogs. They come forward. He kicks up a chance here. And a great mark taken by Danny Holm. Just held his position. Saw the ball come over the top of the pack and took a great mark.
Look at the body work there by Danny Holm. That's experience. Just got his opponent out of the way at that early moment. As the ball comes in, he can't recover. Danny Holm just sits under feet on the ground. Good grab.
His third mark so far in this game. We've only played 24 and a half minutes. So a great start by the captain. He's directly in front, just needs to be able to control the kick. He does that. It's a beautiful kick by the captain. That's Danny Holmes first, fellas. And the Bulldogs, I know we saw them a couple of weeks ago and they started so well, so we won't get carried away. But they really have, all of a sudden, I think they just really are playing very, very good football.
You've just got to say that young Michael Stevenson, he really attacked Scotty Lee hard, but Scotty Lee held his ground and got the ball up forward. Ended up with Danny Holm, who did some beautiful body work in the forward line, but Central's now extended their lead to 4 goals now.
In other matches around town this afternoon, West Adelaide lead North by 12 points. And South trail the Eagles by 5 points. Good news if you're an Eagle fan, bad news if you're a Panther, as we go down to Michael Parsons.
Yes, Peter Jonas making a couple of changes just to keep things ticking along. Stevens on for Willis, Calder for Krieg, and they've swapped the big guys off the bench. Arnold has come in to replace Conway.
Steinburner to Lee to Michael Stevens. The youngster with a powerful kick. That's a long bomb, a penetrating kick, and beautifully put. It's been marked by Geister in the square.
Well, there's a lot of raps on Michael Stevens. He's the lad that's been picked up by the Power and brought over here. He's on their list.
Just watch Bowman again. Sorry there, Tim.
Look at that grab by Geister.
Just watch Bowman again. He wasn't happy with that decision either. He's complaining of the umpire. Pulled the mouth guard out again. Oh, good grab by Geister, David.
And Niles, do you reckon Bowman's been to the Roger Delaney School of Whinging?
Roger will enjoy that. Geister, the defender, turned forward, puts it right through the middle and gets his first, and the Bulldogs 7th.
Well, he's a good player, guys. He's a very strong man. And he normally plays a lot of his footy up back, but Stevens here with a very penetrating kick into the forward lines. It's one-on-one here with Bowman, and just strength one out there with Geister being able to win the pushing battle that went on.
Back in the gym, Lockie.
Oh, yeah. I think maybe if they had 10 out of 10, we might see who's the strongest, but just on that occasion, Paul Geister won.
7-1-43 plays Norwood, $2, 1-13. So the Bulldogs are barking at the moment. A chance to go forward again through Cooks. A great kick. Danny Holm couldn't take it. Great work from behind by Stephen Pitt. Holm runs into traffic. Pitt comes up with very slow to get away from the contest with Stephen Pitt. Borlase, who's had a very, very, very good first quarter here at Elizabeth Oval. Back to him again. Can't quite get his hands on it. McGowan's there also. You can see a player out wide. Good interchange of handball here, just trying to keep possession. Unfortunately, just running out of oval, and it's out over the boundary line.
Some double handling work there in that piece of play. Both sides just not getting clean possession and not getting clean hands away.
Josh Calder, the 17-year-old rookie for the Bulldogs, showed great experience. Just took the ball straight across the line. Was running out of options and did it pretty well. So the siren sounded. It's quarter time at Elizabeth Oval, and Central District lead by 30 points, Tim. They looked like at one stage they were going to blow the game apart, and I guess a 5-goal lead is, but Norwood really look like they've got a spark happening.
Well, I just thought early that Central's may blow the game away if they could get a 6-goal lead by quarter time. Norwood then hit back, got 2 goals and got within 12 points. But Central's, to their credit, just steadied up at the end of that quarter. Got a couple of important goals through the likes of Scotty Lee and Geister taking a mark there, Steinburner's long goal. And they've ended up with a 4-goal lead at quarter time. A very, very, 5-goal lead, I should say, and a very handy lead at that.
So full score here at quarter time sees Central 7 goals, 1-43. They lead Norwood 2 goals, 1-13. And you're watching it live and exclusive to ABC Sport. Yes, I'm sure, Tim, most Central District supporters will just be holding onto their breaths at the moment, just waiting. They saw a couple of weeks ago how they did capitulate. They just need a big second quarter, this Bulldog side.
They look a better unit today, Mark, I think.
Yes, with the inclusion of Stevens into the side, and with Conway as well, they just seem to be a bit more balanced through that midfield. Kick up forward for Norwood. Hicks was a player that made sure the ball goes out over the line.
With the first contest in the middle, Crouch has got the ball out of the centre for Norwood, and I think if Norwood are going to get anywhere, they've got to keep winning it out of there and keep driving it into the 50.
Ball's thrown in. 20 through is a bone. He's up against Conway. Plenty of solid work being done there. Conway decides to knock the ball forward. Steinburner comes up with it. He's taken high there by Obbs. The umpire has seen it. Has he played the advantage? I don't think he will. He'll come back to Steinburner. You see there, Tim, just taken high by Obbs. Good umpiring.
Yeah, definitely technically correct. Wasn't all that damaging, though, I don't think.
Still pick up a free kick regardless. As Bound feeds the ball out. Now they're starting to run the Redlegs. Harvey towards centre half forward. Big fly, Quinton Graham couldn't take the ball. Now what was Cunningham doing? He just stopped dead in his tracks there. Joey Hicks forced the ball out. Now it's the big fellow in Reimers forcing it to McGowan. McGowan lifts the eyes. Now they're playing kick to kick, Central District.
That's gone out in the full, though.
But just inaccurate kick to kick. Has James for the Redlegs. Scotty Doreen, correction. Thanks, Nails. Inboard to Crouch. Now Adam Crouch, only a 19-year-old. Game number 7. Relative inexperience, but they're asking a lot of him in the midfield. As he drives it long, congestion in the forward line for the Redlegs, and Conway somehow took front position and took the mark.
That's a good mark for Conway, and I think it'll just give him the confidence that he needs. I think he's a lot better player than what some people rate him.
Very loose at the moment are the Norwood players. You see Bello just taking the ball there, uncontested. The free kick's been found. He'll go back to Bowman, so he'll be happy with that one. He can't argue this time. There wasn't that much in it. Bowman puts it up towards centre half forward. The back of the pack mark nearly taken. It was Bowen. He comes up, a chance here for Harvey. Harvey won't miss this. He's 15 metres out, directly in front, on the run. Yes, the 2 fingers are up. So Norwood get the first goal in the second quarter. That's his second. That's his first.
That is his first. I like the look of the young Bound at centre half forward there. He did very well in the contest. He brought it to ground. He didn't quite mark it, but Harvey's a great crumbing player, and he just finished it off beautifully. But I think Bound could be something for Norwood at centre half forward. I think it's well worth persisting with him in that position.
They have, of course, lost Tony Pym from centre half forward in the last week. Tim, where's he gone?
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Home to Bendigo. Some reports suggest that there are some problems, and he's gone home. You might fill us in on that, Nails, later. You seem to have all the gossip. As Steinberger gets another one high. He seems to collect those like gold medals around his neck. A long bomb. Pitt over the top of it. Did pretty well in the finish. He's a cool customer. A high bomb, and I'm not sure they like that aspect of the Redlegs play at the moment. But they're able to run it through. Scotty Doreen got it from Obst. Now delivers it wide. The target was O'Brien. He came crashing out. Whoa! Really threw himself into that one. Borlays at the back door. O'Brien came crashing through again. It was Neal pulled off the ball. Well done, the Bulldogs. Mark Nailey enjoyed that as they run it out of defence through Hicks.
Just their skill level at the moment. If we see Marco Bello miss one, I was about to say the skill level at the moment, it's a little bit cleaner and a bit crisper than what the Redlegs are. They go forward, looking for Obs. They really are putting themselves under a fair bit of pressure here. Coming up with a 53. It's Stansbury. Steinburner puts it towards centre half forward. Bowman going back with it. Up with it. Finally ends up with Holm. Holm inside 50. Brings up another major to the captain. That's his second.
Well, geez, I like the look of Steinburner today. We were saying that he needs to get between 20 and 25 possessions, and I reckon he's right on target for that because Steinburner's just pumping it in now. Some great work here by Stevens. Look at his hands. Very quick to Holm, and Holm's a good finisher as well as a good ball getter, so he can play all parts of the game. He's very happy with a goal too. Mustn't kick too many if you get that excited.
No, I think he goes pretty well. He's one of those midfield players that almost averages a goal a game.
Well, that's good.
Which is a pretty good result. So Danny Holm gets his second. The Bulldogs are 8-1. Norwood are 3-1. We predicted a big scoring game, and they've been very accurate so far. Only 2 points in this match. Conway forced the ball forward. That was almost a throw. Yep, the umpire said it was. You're a bit unlucky Michael Stevens. The umpire was right in front of you. James Gallagher gathers the ball and goes rushing forward into space. He pushes it to Bound in front of Reimers. Now, Huey was just a step or two slow then.
I like the look of Bound. He kept his spot, and they kicked it to a space and allowed him to run into it. So it doesn't give the defender much chance.
Oh, there's an injury. I think O'Brien's hurt his knee. He doesn't look well behind play. Let's hope he's fine. Harvey just inside the line, keeps it in, comes back inboard. Did that pretty well, lifts the eyes, and forward it goes to Scotty Doreen, who was deep in the pocket. Cotton was at centre forward. And let's just see what happened to O'Brien. Ooh. Went straight for the knee, Tim.
Yeah, he held it, didn't he? But he's got up okay. Here he is.
Oh, and he's flying at it now, so he looks fine. But Hicks recovers beautifully. Took it in the follow-through and forced it forward to Michael Stevens. I like the look of this kid. Plays on quickly to Swatala, who was a star last year at times. A couple of matches where he got amongst the goals. Cunningham, back door. Pitt, a long handball into the direction of James, who pirouettes around. Oh, he just got a handball away. Inside came Cotton. Evaded a tackle, got the kick away towards centre forward. Who wants it? Loose ball, and it's McGowan, a clearing kick in the direction of Swatala.
Swatala puts it down the members' wing. There's a push from behind. The umpire has seen it, so Bowman will get it against Geister. Yerby tries to play on. The umpire will bring it back, and Stephen Pitt will take the free kick.
See, the umpires have given Lachlan Bowman some cheap free kicks.
Bowman. Unusual move by Coach Jonas. He's taken Scotty Lee off. He's put a player and Willis back on. So maybe resting him. The kick forward. Chance for Cook to take it. He does with great courage going forward. He's got a player out wide if he wants to use him. He does. There'll be a foot race on here. 38 is Graham. With him also was Ball Ace. Chance for Steinberger. You won't catch him. He'll take off.
A pickup.
Not renowned for his left foot kicking. We see there, just ill-directed, has found Lockie Bowman at centre half back.
Well, that's one thing he is going to have to improve on. He's finding plenty of it today, Steinberger, but his left side of his body does need some improvement.
Needs a good skills coach, Tim.
Yes, he's a bit busy at the moment.
With his commentary. Weren't you the skills coach at the Power?
One of the ones, yeah.
The ruck skills coach.
Geez, they've kicked on since I left.
Who's the left foot skills coach now?
It'll have to be Roger Delaney. I blame him.
Fair enough. Swatala, well, that was good courage. There was no one coming, but he wasn't to know. Stood his ground beautifully, waited for it. Didn't show a flinch. Geister at centre half forward gives the contest. Brings the ball to ground. It's Willis on the left boot, forcing it forward into space. Marco Bello over the top. Dan Tokia's got the job of curbing his influence, but he's still got the kick away, and it's across the line and out of play.
It's very clever work by Bello then, because Dan Tokia was right on his hammer, and he's just tapped it from up in the air, straight down to his boot, and got foot the ball. Very clever work, almost Burgoyne-like last week when he volleyed that goal through.
Ball comes up. Steinberger again will take it on. You can see Cook back there. He gives the handball across, but good tackling, good defensive work by the Redlegs. And just one interesting matchup out there, Tim. We see Jared Cotton is manning up on Rick McGowan, just not giving him an inch. And McGowan this afternoon, his stats so far indicate that he's had
fair bit of the ball.
Yeah, 13 possessions.
I think it's only been in this quarter.
No. I was watching the first quarter. He was picking him up, so really he's not shutting him out of the game.
I wonder what time they would have made that move, Mark, because I did see
early day.
Cotton down here early.
Yeah.
Pitt couldn't quite take it. Loose ball falls. This is the young fellow in Joshy Coulter, the rookie. Going forward, the kick was just misplaced. Bowman forced it out to James, a long bomb into the middle. Conway's marking everything today. Well, he's marked 4 at 5 anyway. Towards Cook, who's free at centre half forward. This is where the Bulldogs, I think, let themselves down. If you've taken it and gone, the forward line was wide open. I think that's still one of their Achilles heels for the Bulldogs. Now he forces it in. They'll need a mark. They don't get it. Dantokia crashes through. The best and fairest winner for the Redlegs. He's calm under fire. Forces it out to Pitt. Stayed over the ball and earned the free kick. Did that pretty well. Cotton got the advantage. Out it goes to James. One step and a high bomb again. What's the kicking like to their forward line? They're killing their forwards. They're just bombing it in. They're not running it and spearing it forward. Huey Reimers. A high one to Willis. Willis is good enough this time.
Good grab.
Now Graham. Well, where's the kick? You just worry a bit about them, don't you? James. Left foot. Spears this one. That's a much better kick. And it gave Doreen half an opportunity. He got one for a push in the back, though.
Yes, that's fair. You just see Daniel just interfering him in the back there, and that's a fair free kick. But I just worry about Norwood. If they're going to use Jared Cotton as a tagger on McGowan, where are they going to get their goals from?
It's a high ball, a big leap there. Like Robert Neal comes down to Ball Ace. Ball Ace again, quickly snaps at it. Umpire indicates he's gone across the face of goal. Another behind to Scotty Ball Ace, so he's kicked 1-1.
As we go down to Michael Parsons on the boundary line, the Bulldogs have made another interchange.
Yes, mate, and Krieg coming on for Bello. I'm not sure why Bello's coming off. He hasn't done a lot of running around, spent a little bit of time in the pocket, maybe just to rotate it through and get young Krieg another go at the ball.
Well, they seem to be doing that a fair bit, David. You saw Scotty Lee come off. That's only a rotation thing as well, I think, to make sure that he's got plenty of zip in his legs for the important quarters.
Reimers took front position. Yerbury gathered the crumb, but he's gang tackled. 2-on-1. It's Willis and McGowan as Peter Road goes for the phone. Tell you what I would pay to be able to read lips, Tim. Bound, thumped it down. Reimers. It's 2-on-1. Cotton and Cunningham. Cotton did well to toe poke it forward into space. It was Clements going around the corner. He snapped truly. That's a good one for the Redlegs. A team lifter and one they needed.
Well, that's their fourth goal, and Clements, very good snap around his left shoulder there, but Norwood just need to time and time again thump it into their forward 50, because they've got good midfielders who can get goals like Clements and Harvey and Cunningham, but they've got to have weighted numbers. They've got to have weighted numbers at the ball, and they've got to have it in there plenty of times. If they're not driving it in there consistently, then the better forward setup as Centrals will probably outdo them on the day.
Central's 49. Playing Norwood's 26. 13-minute mark of the second quarter. Big jump by Yerbury. Couldn't take it. 25 in there is Clements. And fellas, there's two other games being played around the state this afternoon. We see West against North. Very close game there. 1 point margin to North. So they really have bounced back from last week. And South and the Eagles, South have kicked back also. They're 37, play the Eagles 25.
Conway and Yerbury. Yerbury it was who won the tap. Down the throat of Sainsbury. The left footer goes wide into space. Bowman and Borkwell. Bowman first man there on this occasion. Borkwell, it's 2-on-1. He works hard to track down Dantokia. Couldn't do so as Jerry goes forward into space. Bound picked it up. Sainsbury handball, but it was smothered by Neal, and it's a change on. Cunningham off. Well, he hasn't been busy, John Cunningham, today. And you would have thought he would have enjoyed the open expanses of Elizabeth Oval, Tim.
I'm just wondering whether he's carrying something, David, because I watched him early and he just couldn't get to the contest. So I'm just wondering whether he's carrying something.
One kick, 3 handballs. We'll get Michael Parsons just to check on him. Michael shakes his head. Thanks for that, Mike. Just an interchange. No ice, no trainers. McGowan feeds it off beautifully. Snap for goal. It was Geister across the face of goal. He got the handball from Joshy Coulter, who tried to link it up, but it was across the face.
Young Dawes have come on for Norwood. First game. So they've got a couple of first gamers here today. Bound at centre half forward as well.
Stephen Pitt will take the kick. He's got James wide and loose. Oh, he misses the mark, so lucky the Cook wasn't alongside of him. Comes inboard. That's Crouch. Puts it towards centre half forward. Big jump over the back. Ball comes to ground level again. Clements is in there. Over the top of it. The Bulldogs defence just quite happy just to keep the ball in the area. We see their coach, Peter Jonas, must be a little bit happier with his charges over the last couple of weeks.
Mark, I just worry about young Graham then. He's just got to watch when he flies, because sometimes he's upsetting his own teammates.
Yeah, good point, Tim, as we go down to Michael Parsons on the boundary.
Yeah, from down here at boundary level, fellas, you get this feeling that Norwood is starting to work their way back into the game, as there's another opportunity for O'Brien Sausage roll, fellas, upstairs.
You keep going, Michael. You're doing a good job.
Oh, thank you very much. Always wanted to sit in your chair, David Mackay, but Norwood, you just get the feeling that they're coming back into the game, and that goal sort of puts a stamp on that. But you just wonder that Central Districts aren't missing Scotty Lee's creativity in their forward line, and he's just taking a little rest on the pine.
It's a fair call, isn't it, from Michael Parsons? But I suppose they need his zip in those important quarters. They may bring him back and he may prove the results then.
2 on the board to Christian O'Brien as Central 8-2 played the Redlegs 5 goals 2. We're back to an 18-point game. The Redlegs are fighting back. So you can see the furrowed brow of Peter Jonas in the coach's box as Danny Holm, the skipper, picks it up and drives it forward. It was smothered. Yerbury needs support. Stolen away by young Josh Coulter. I like the look of him. Towards half forward he goes. Willis couldn't take charge. James goes to the back door and it's Bassett spearing it across the face of goal to the far side. Stephen Pitt chips it up. It's a little 9-9. It needed to be a little quicker than that. It got to Clements, but only just as Steinborner was closing in. Lager nails.
Just called him Steinborner.
Burner? We better get it right, didn't we?
Lager.
I've never seen a kid who's had his name mispronounced so much. Into space. Well done, Hicks. Crashes through. I like him at full back. I like him at full forward. He goes pretty well at either end of the ground. And the kick was a ripper as well, right into the arms of Josh Coulter. And only his 3rd game. The young dasher finds the left foot, floats it forward. Oh, good shepherd, Jerry Dantokia on Krieg. Yerbury picked up the loose crumb, but there was no one in the midfield, bar a wad of Bulldogs, a pack of Bulldogs. Conway, high bomb, and Krieg has marked it. You wouldn't have figured that.
He didn't look like the one in the box seat, did he? But it came right over the top of Jared Cotton. And a very good grab in the end, look at that.
Matty Krieg, who kicked a couple last week, towards full forward. Well done, James, to Dantokia. Jerry needs support. Gets it in the form of Roger James. A high ball. Oh, beautifully done. Danny Holm over the top of that. Bouts couldn't get there. Borlay's a short one. Into space it goes. They're starting to run, aren't they? This is young Matty Dawes. First gamer to space. That was a good kick. Harvey's running and finding the spaces. This is what the Redlegs need. He lifts the eyes and it's O'Brien in a one-step, one grab.
Well, I said earlier, David, if the Norwood midfield can move that ball quickly and a rapid amount of times inside the 50, then they're going to be good scoring chances. If they move it in slow, then the taller central defenders will get it away quite easily. But Christian O'Brien is marking the ball out in front of his face, and I believe he's going for his 3rd goal.
Correct. 2 on the board to the 25-year-old. 74 career goals from 49 games. I think his role really is full forward. He doesn't seem to be able to play elsewhere, and that kick is a beauty. Not quite dead centre, but close enough. Right through the middle. 3 on the board to O'Brien.
And you're right, I think at full forward he is a good player. Got some interesting undies on there at the moment. Looks like it's some thermo skins underneath there. He must have a bit of back problem or hamstring problem. But look at that, a good grab. It's a very powerful kick for goal, isn't it?
He's had back and hamstring problems, Tim. I think they go hand in glove, don't they?
Exactly right. Get your back right, you won't have any more troubles with your hamstrings, and that's so hard to do for a lot of footballers.
Malloy waits to come on. The runner's been out, so we're back in the middle of the ground. It's 50 plays, 38, 12-point ball game. 19-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. So Tyler quickly gives the handball across.
Conway's down in the middle of the ground.
Hasn't got to his feet yet. They're going forward again. 13's a new player indoors. It's his 1st game. Chance here for the Redlegs through Obbs. They're back in this. A bad kick by Obbs. He misses the goals. Another behind. So back to 11-point margin.
And you just think, Tim, sometimes there's the one most critical kick in a game.
Yeah, you're right. And sometimes, 2 goals down here, that goal would have put them within 6 points and would have really put Centrals under the hammer. But Big Conway has to come off. We'll try and get Michael Parsons, I suppose, to have a look at that one.
Dr. Parsons.
Doctor, is it? Sorry.
Some changes been made down there, Michael. Just want to update us.
Yes, mate. They just changed the big guys. We'll go and have a look and see what's wrong with Conway, but just going to take a seat now. But there's been a couple of other changes as well. Scotty Lee has, in fact, come on, replaced Geister, and Malloy for Norwood has taken the big fella's place in Newbury as they go forward again.
Pitt from 70 metres. Oh, it's going to Gary. It's going to go the whole way.
Oh, no.
Or didn't it?
No. Oh, B-grade bounce.
Oh, dear me. Quentin Graham did the right thing, Tim, didn't he? Just charge back. Desperation.
He's done well there, but
Just
look at
had to be
O'Neill.
there.
O'Neill's let it bounce. Perhaps a grab or try to get hold of it might have been a better option.
I reckon that'll cost Scratch O'Neill a shout of the bar tonight from the boys.
Especially from Pity it will.
Chance again for Norwood to go forward. It's a high ball in. Back there is Neil. This time he'll take it. And should go back. A fairly acute angle.
Again, Norwood's midfield pumping it in. Harvey this time.
We're having a look in the grandstand, Tim, and Laurie Argent, the former umpire, is sitting in the stand. I remember Kim Dillon marking a ball there one day, and Kim must have given Laurie a mouthful because he put him right outside the fence.
You had to be nice to Laurie.
And he's got it.
Good goal. Came around his body, snapped it back in. So that's the one they missed before. This time he made up for it, did Neil, and he brings up his first for the afternoon.
Well, he's done well there, Robert Neal, because that was a very difficult snap. He ran around and snapped it around, but that's important for Norwood. Only 4 points down now. And really, we were talking about Centrals earlier. If they had got the first 2 or 3 goals this quarter, they could have put Norwood to sleep. But Norwood, to their credit, have just constantly in the middle. Yerbury's been getting the tap. Bowman's gone into ruck now, but Yerbury's done heaps of works there. Michael Parsons, got any reports?
Yes, mate. Mark Conway just got a sore shin. They're icing it up, and the report that went up to Peter Jonas is he could be right. So we'd expect to see Mark Conway again in this game. And also, Marco Bello has come on for Josh Coulter for Centrals.
Thank you, Michael. Working overtime there at ground level is Michael Parsons, our boundary rider. We see plenty of support here for both sides. Elizabeth Oval. 2 other games being played this afternoon. North and West. We see West just starting to kick away. They're 46. They play North 28. And down at Noarlunga we see South Adelaide. They're 38. The Eagles have bounced back. They're now 44.
Swatala into space. Oh, great tackle. Great tackle. Well, the umpire said he had no opportunity, but the tackle by Holm on Matty Dawes was just outstanding.
Well, I think since Stephen Williams retired, Danny Holmes probably the best tackler I've seen in SNFL football.
Would you have rated Stephen Williams the best tackler in your time?
Oh, without a doubt.
Because I guess before that, Neville Roberts was perhaps the one that had the most efficient tackling style.
I think you watch any of the Williams boys when they played football, they should have been rugby players. They were that good at tacklers. And Danny Holmes right up there. He's an excellent tackler.
I guess that's what comes from belting the Schutzenfest out of each other in the backyard of the Williams home. So it's McGowan with the half volley towards half forward. Dantokia over the top. No free kick, says the umpire. Lachlan Bowman evades the tackle, lifts up and goes for a long screw. It's a clearing, penetrating kick. Arnold over the top. Marco Bello sets out after it. Swatala picks up the loose scrum, evades a couple of tackles, comes back, and the kick was smothered by James. Now it's Willis feeding it back to home. Which way can he go? On the left boot, just forces it forward. Pitts underneath this one at the back of the pack. Picks it up, clears around nicely, handballs it back inboard. Bassett had the kick smothered by Bello. Bello forward, double take by Borker.
Oh, great work. Great work.
It sits. He's home, and he's home.
Hit the post. Hit
Well, he
the
got a
post.
couple last week, but he hit the post today. He was home, but the front door wasn't open.
I've got home a bit late and the front door wasn't open. I think this is what happened here. Great snap by Krieg, but it's hit right at the base of the post. But some good work in defence there. Pitt was very cool, but then a great smother by Bello again.
Norwood again through Clements. They bring it out. We're looking for Bowman. In there was Arnold. Soccer off the ground there was from Steinburner. Again, the Bulldogs go up forward. There's no one there. The mark should be taken. It is uncontested. And James, he's back quickly. Eyes from one side to the other, just trying to find an option. The kick wasn't good, but it will find Neil. Neil's taken from behind fairly aggressively with a young player in Graham. So Neil just puts it on his way. They're just keeping possession. 12 is Crouch. Crouch has got it. I think Mike Parsons might have another update for us.
Yes, mate, a couple of injuries for Central Districts now. Daniel Home, when he laid that brilliant tackle on the wing, looks like he's hurt an abdominal muscle. Just taking a little time while the doctors assess it. But again, we should see him back in the game a little bit later on.
Bad news for the Bulldogs as Harvey turns this one around. That is a great kick. And the goal umpire says it's a goal. So have a look at this. For the first time today, the Redlegs have hit the front.
I'll tell you what, DB, have a look at Roger James here. He gets hold of the ball, and he's a pretty cool customer, but he fires out a long handball. I thought, let's just put Harvey under the pump here, but look at that. Little sidestep, and that's a Rovers goal. You know where they are, and you just kick them.
Another
It's been
change.
Norwood's midfield, though, hasn't it, Mark Gnarly?
Yes, it has. In this quarter especially, it's starting to find the football. The ball's been put down again. They've got 5 players in the square, the Bulldogs. It was picked up, so Norwood will receive the free kick. Lockie Bowman's gone into ruck. So Bowman puts the high ball up. Chance for O'Brien to jump at it. Players going up everywhere. Good hands by Neil. Chance from Harvey. He's over the top. The ball ace. Ball ace. Quick snap. That could be his second for the game. He's happy. So is Harvey. So are the Norwood fans. The Redlegs now, they move out to a 7-point margin.
Well, what a cardinal sin this is. 5 players in the square. I believe it was young Michael Stevens was standing in there and then tried to run out at the last minute. Whether it was his fault or not, it's another question. But Norwood pumping it into the forward line quickly, as we said. They're midfield runners. They're too quick. They're too small in that forward line if they move it in quickly. And I think Michael Parsons got another update.
Yes, mate, that 5 in the centre was caused by Daniel Home coming back in off the bench, and he ran straight into the middle. No communication with his teammates, and they ended up with 5 in. So probably Daniel Home should take a bit of responsibility there.
Fair enough. I think Danny Holm might have told Michael Stevens to get out of the square, Tim. Hey, the senior players always do that, don't they?
Got to pull rank.
Gary McIntosh just pointing out where everything's going wrong for the Redlegs, but they're starting to work it out now. And Peter Rode just off to his right. We're almost 28 minutes into the second quarter. Elizabeth Oval, it's the Redlegs by 7 points after trailing by 30 at quarter time.
That was amazing, wasn't it? 5 goals down, but we said if they can just get the first couple of goals. But Norwood in the last, say, 15 or 16 minutes have just pumped it into their forward lines and got goal after goal.
2 to Harvey, 2 to O'Brien, 1 to Borlays and 1 to Robert Neal as the siren sounds. It's half-time from Elizabeth Oval. Stay with us, we've got some interesting bits of football to cover, and 7 points the Redlegs have taken the lead at half-time, Tim. They've worked back beautifully.
Well, all credit to the Norwood Football Club there. They looked a little bit shell-shocked in the first quarter and not a lot of confidence, but in that quarter they worked their way back in. We said if Centrals couldn't put it away, then it would mean trouble. And Norwood, with their runners, just continually pumped it into that forward arc. Christian O'Brien finished off a couple with good hands and good kicking. And it's a bit of a worry because they're now 7 points down at half-time, and we could see a repeat of the South Adelaide affair here at Elizabeth 2 weeks ago.
Well, one thing you can guarantee, it'll be a great second half. Stay with us throughout half-time as Central 8-3 trail Norwood 9-4. You're watching in the SANFL live and exclusive to ABC Sport.
It's all set for a good second half here. Not much in it, 7 points. And just some stats here up to half-time with the players. McGowan's had 17, Steinburn's had 15, so is Cook. And for Norwood, James had 14, Harvey's had 14, and Couch and Borlays have both had 13. We see Yerbury up first, up early, but he got his hand on the football, comes back to James. So Norwood go forward first in this third quarter. Good mark going back and taken by Hicks. That's Joseph Hicks. He comes wide. Number 1, for those viewers at home, just can't misplace that face, is Danny Holm. So he must have a little bit of blood on his jumper or a little bit of work done, and maybe a bit of stitching's come undone. Norwood go forward again. Bound couldn't take it. The Bulldogs will be first back there. Danny Holm will be taken by 2. But just waited long enough for both of them to take him. Just gave his player and Graham a little bit of time. Graham kicks it up now. Coming across the front is Clements. He takes the safe mark.
Clements into the middle. The target was Neil, who couldn't complete it. Stevens to Cook. A short one, Dantocchia in the box seat, just caught underneath it, couldn't quite control it. Marco Bello almost tripped, but steadies on the left boot, goes long towards goals, it's drifting back, it's through the middle. The Bulldogs have got the one they wanted. Bello gets his first, and the Bulldogs get the first one after half-time, the most important one.
Well, DB, this seems to be the scoring end, doesn't it? The northern end, every time the teams kick that in, they've kicked plenty of goals, but Marco Bello just read that beautifully, outclassed his opponent, got it on his left foot and chipped it in a vacant square.
15 goals at the left of screen, 3 to the right of screen. You're a pretty good judge, Tim.
Well, there you go. I'm glad statistically I'll prove myself right.
Yet again.
1 point ball game. Opening of this third quarter. Newbury again goes up high and flicks it back looking for Obbs. Obbs should get his hands on the ball. He can't quite get it. Steinberner's in there also. And the little man in white will come in and ball it up. How have you seen the clash, Tim, between Newbury and also Conway this afternoon?
I have to say Newbury's probably got his hand to more balls, and probably with Conway he's probably taken more marks.
Comes out, ball handed by Gallagher, back to James. James low to the ground, gets it off the couch. Coming through fiercely was Harvey. Couch is in there again, flicks it somehow onto his boot. Stansbury comes up with, he's got Steinberner here, he'll use him. He does that and finds it.
Been a good clash this one, but I think Steinberner's probably had the majority of the play, and he's had a good day out today, Steinberner. If he can keep it up, get himself in the selector's eyes at the power.
I think that's an understatement. I think he's creamed Dobbs so far in this match. Willis out in the direction of Bello, missed him comprehensively, and the loose ball goes to ground for a bounce. 16 possessions to Steinberner, 11 to Ops, but I think the effectiveness...
Well, that's not a creaming. Take it back and give it to me.
Well, I don't think Ops really has done the job.
No, you're right. I think it's also not so much the possessions, but the effectiveness, and Steinberner's certainly gone in longer into the 50, hasn't he?
I think that's a good call. Holm, a high bomb, under pressure, was good pressure from Crouch. Paddled back down to Holm again, and he goes forward. But I like Jerry Dantocchia. He's tough and hard at it. Yep, mark was not paid. Pitt kicked it off the ground. Borkwell, front man, claimed by Bassett. That's a super tackle. Dantocchia switches the direction of play. Pitt bounds away. He'll need a shepherd, and he gets it. Beautifully done. 2 bounces, 3 bounces. Bello is still coming. Newbury came across and stopped the run of Bello. Forward it goes. Crouch inboard with the handball. Clements works hard for it. Oh, tough contest. Too high, said the umpire, and Danny Holm picks up the free.
Yes, a bit clumsy there by Clements. He just watched the ball bounce, and look at that. He's just thrown his arm out into Danny Holm, and Danny Holm will take that for the free kick. He doesn't mind.
Holm puts it forward again. Coming back will be Newbury. Didn't take the mark. The ball's kicked up. It's found Cotton. A fine Cotton puts it up. The mark's taken out there beautifully by Bound. Ball's inboard. Norwood player overruns it. That was nil. Doreen comes across again. Now Norwood really have to man up a bit better here. It's good marks taken and put on the ball quickly by Reimers. Joey Hicks, heavily strapped right shoulder. Just looking for an option. Lee, who didn't have a possession in that second quarter but had 10 in the first quarter, will pick up his first for the third quarter.
Be fair, he spent the majority of that on the fence, didn't he, Mark?
Yes, did spend a fair percentage of that time on the bench. There's a chance. He's kicked 2 in the first quarter. He seems to be looking at the umpire or across towards centre half forward. He is. Just might be just outside his range, he feels. So Scotty Lee puts it on his way. I think he's made the distance. He had. What a magnificent kick by Scotty Lee. He's fooled everybody out there, I think even himself. That's his third. Well done, the older statesman of this Bulldog side.
Well, Mark Naylor, we were both thinking he was out of his range there. And he was just sitting there waiting for an option inside. Couldn't get it. So he thought, I've got to have a shot. And he's landed it. Perfect kick. And I suppose we were talking earlier about Jonas rotating him off the bench and giving him enough rest so that he can be effective in the quarters, and this being the scoring end, I suppose he's done the right thing, DB.
He's fresh legs for the old fellow, knows how to find the ball, and that's important. Newbury takes the ball out of ruck. needs support, doesn't get it. Going to ground was Cook, forced it out to Stevens. Inboard, James got Stevens, pardon me, and the tackle. Little burp, Tim, just snuck out. Sorry about that, fellas.
Must have been those 5 pasties and 2 pies before the game.
Daryl Hicks, the assistant coach, Peter Jonas in the coach's box. And thanks very much to the ladies' committee for those scones and tea at at half-time.
That's Switala.
Sorry.
Moved beautifully there.
Sorry to commentate while you're interrupting. There's ball A's. Back it goes to Harvey. A loose ball. Bound has gone hard at it. Reimers has had his hands full. Good tackle, Bound. Switala. Backdoor, Quentin Graham. This game has heated up. Watch the intensity lift as the players are just charging at every contest. Ball A's claims lead, takes him to the ground, and the umpire said throw it in. Scotty Lee will remember that.
Good piece of play, though. He had to take him out. Good tackle, because he didn't know whether he was in or out. Well done, Ball Ace. But young Graham gets himself out of trouble very well. Just keep an eye on him. He's a very good player.
Ball thrown in. Some heavy body work being done. Again, we see Scotty Lee at the bottom of the pack. The umpire will come in and throw up. The Central District supporters aren't happy.
They got the old fella fired up, I reckon.
Yes, they have. Ball's bounced down right in front of the members' stand here at Elizabeth Oval. Arnold knocks it towards his goals. Good work there. Stevens in there. Great contest between Stevens and James this afternoon. Pitt comes down with it. What can Pitt do? It's a high ball. Where's Bound? Bound gets pushed out of it. Great mark by Big Jamie and Arnold.
Just pure experience there, wasn't it? Young Bound's been very good today at centre forward. I like him, but on that occasion, just Arnold too experienced, used his body well.
Arnold back in the team, gives Peter Jonas some options. Scotty Lee got it from McGowan towards half forward. Marco Bello over the top of it, almost steals it away, paddles it forward. Willis goes to ground under a tackle from Harvey. But it's Bassett who picks up the loose scrum, drives it forward. Well done, Steinburner. He's burning today. Chips it in forward. Bello was the target. Bounced over Cook's head. The kick was smothered and it was short. Obst streaks away. Now watch them run. Neil back to Obst in the double play. This is better for Norwood. When Obst is running, they look ominous. But look at the kick. It's a high bomb to the forward line. It gives no one a chance. It's been their downfall today. Gallagher around the corner on the left boot. More in hope. Didn't have a target. Cotton was in the immediate vicinity. Daniel across the line and will have a throw in.
It looks like Cotton's moved up there. But young Steinburner then did everything right, but just missed the target, I should say. Went over the top of Cook's head, and it really was a wasted opportunity for Centrals.
Cunningham waiting to come back on. Ball's down again. Ball Ace is in there again. He snaps around his body. Daniel brings the ball to ground. Fine Cotton's in there. What can he do with it? Throws it away. Maybe holding the man Tim Ginniver calls. The Bulldogs defend. They defend well.
You've been calling Cotton fine Cotton. You're suggesting there's a drug problem at Norwood.
No, I won't say that. Won't get into that, David. Plenty of allegations. Plenty of allegations.
Only from you scurrilous
oh, yes.
human being. Switala over the top. Wouldn't you love to write a book? Cook. Towards the middle of the ground. Stevens over the top of it. A long one, straight down the middle. They've played a good brand of corridor football today, the Bulldogs, but Norwood did it better in the second quarter. Well done, young fella. This is Matty Dawes. What do you think of him, Tim? You've had a chance to have a look.
I like the look of him. He's very, very quick. And just a few more games at this pace will make him a better player.
Adam Crouch across the field. Yerbury missed it. Cook butters up, goes to ground, holds the ball in, finally gets it out. Switala needs support. Oh, he doesn't get it. Now, this fellow's a star, Pitt. And when he runs, doesn't he look beautiful? But the kick was just a fraction astray.
Yes, went over the top of his head, and Neil is screaming at him. He should have got it longer, he's saying.
Arnold comes inside. Marco Bello takes the mark. I've been impressed with him a couple of times we've seen him this season. Chance here for Holm over the top. Just spoils the ball away from Couch. Comes back to Crouch. Crouch taken beautifully there by Geister. The high ball comes off of Yerbury's brute. Comes to ground. Again, we see they're working well together. The high ball's gone back, and where's Yerbury? He's under it again. He thumps it down. Chance here for Harvey. He's got support with Clements and also Dan Toshia. Marco Bello works hard to get over to Harvey. Dan Toshia's he's got to play it loose. He goes in that direction, Stephen Pitt. Who's picking up Pitt, David Mackay?
We might ask our footy expert that.
Oh, that's a handball. That was very quick.
I was
Quicker
reading
than
the
a
stats.
Macintosh handball.
I wasn't
that
even
was.
watching the game, and Nali's has just nailed me. Over the top of it, Neil. Tackled. Gets out the handball. McGowan to Graham. Is good play. Sainsbury. I like this fellow out of a back pocket. On the left boot, it's a high ball to Holm. Good use of the body. Just opens up the paddock for himself and then kicks it off the ground. Not sure that he's fully fit. He had the opportunity of taking it then and didn't. Borkwell goes to ground under pressure from Bassett. What a battle that's been today. I think Bassett might have the honours there, Tim.
Oh, Bassett's done very well. He hasn't probably got a lot of touches, but what he's done defensively has been very, very good on Borkwell and other defenders when he's had the opportunity.
The supporters getting very vocal here at Elizabeth Oval. They realise this game is so close. 58's playing 63, so only a 5-point margin. A major will put Norwood back in front.
Willis is the man on pit, Mark, to answer your question.
Thank you, David. Bello sits under it, takes it. Again, they're looking for options. Fairly crowded forward line up there. Not giving much. Bello just plays the short, just trying to break it up a bit. Lager takes it. What can he do with it? He goes back. As we see the captain coming off. Coming on at 27 is Matthew Krieg. So just waiting. Decides now to put it up, give one of his forwards a chance to jump at it. Yerbury's back there, just too tall. Takes it overhead.
Scotty Doreen, switch of play to the far side. Matty Dawes, the 19-year-old, streaks away and delivers the ball low but short. Neil claimed, didn't get it out. What's the umpire saying? He's letting it flow and still letting it go until they try and get it out and can't.
Very lucky to get away with that one, I think. He just got the ball trapped under him. He couldn't get it out quick enough. The umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt.
We go down to Michael Parsons on the boundary line. A number of changes being rung by both coaches, Michael.
Yes, mate. Borkwell's just come off to be replaced by Josh Coulter, and also Daniel Holmes come off. An interesting move from Peter Jonas, taking his possibly what the players could be described as stars off. Did that in the second quarter, and that's when they started to fall apart a little bit. And also John Cunningham for Norwood, looking to get back on to be replaced Gallagher, but Gallagher just not coming off. That call's been out there for about 5 minutes, but obviously just does not want to leave the park. Having a good time out there today.
He's got the ball at the moment too. I used to look the other way from the runner. Look at that.
What do you do when the runner comes out, Tim? Says,
Don't look at him.
Tim, you're off.
Well,
just run away from him.
If they get that close and you hear it, then I suppose you do got to come off, but it's not a good feeling.
Bello comes up with another possession. Handballs over the plate, trying to draw the play. Comes back, so he's done well there, Bello. Then puts the ball to boot. There's no one back there. Yerbury takes it. This time decides to handball it. I don't know where James was going. I think he saw McGowan out there by himself and decided to give him a kick. I think he's had enough this afternoon, James. The Bulldogs will go again. Matthew Krieg just came on. Again, they're just hanging on to the football, looking for an option up forward. Over the top was James. Terrific mark.
I reckon they're going to throw that aspect of the game out, slowing it down, the Bulldogs. Tim, what do you reckon? When they play on and move the ball in quickly, they look formidable.
Well, there was only 2 blokes inside their forward 50 when he took that mark. You kick it in long and get everybody streaming into the 50, it is very dangerous.
Yeah, I agree, and I think they look very ordinary when they take that tactic along with them. They were playing on and exploding from defence and forcing the ball in fast and quick and not waiting for any stoppage. They were playing on in the first quarter and they were ahead by 5 goals, 6 at one stage. Now they've gone back to this style I can't quite comprehend. Damien Arnold forces it down. Steinburner needs support. Gets it inboard from McGowan, but the umpire's blown his whistle. A free kick. It's against Neil on Steinburner. And in other matches around town this afternoon, Western North at Richmond Oval, West Adelaide in charge there. And at Noarlunga Oval, it's the Eagles and South Adelaide. Well, there's a turn-up. The Eagles kicking with a gale.
Yeah, obviously the wind's probably a lot stronger than it is here at Noarlunga, but the Eagles will be very happy with that victory if they can pull that off.
Steinburner puts it high. Norwood got the numbers around it. Down there was Lee, couldn't quite take it.
Just give you an idea of how big the Elizabeth Oval is. At one stage, there was only 2 people in Norwood's forward 50 and 2 people in Central's forward 50. Everybody else was in the midfield.
It didn't look congested.
Well, a free kick's been found there. I wouldn't mind seeing that again. Scotty Lee's come up with it somehow. So Scotty Lee outside 50. Lays it out, looking for his player. Bello will take on O'Brien, who's been moved up forward. Swatala was taken very well by Bowman. The handballs are coming out. Bulldogs trying to keep it in the area. The Redlegs defenders trying to get it out of the area. As he called holding the ball in the back. Which way is it going? In the back.
Just fell on him. O'Brien should have gone the footy there, Mark.
Should have. He's dropped the shoulder trying to take the player out. We should have had eyes for the football, take it, and then do the hard work. So Joseph Hicks, maybe just beyond him, will kick from around about 55.
What's the odds?
Long.
Bit of breeze favouring that end. I think he's made the distance. The umpire, when you walk to the centre of the square,
I'm collecting.
Not good
I'm
for the
collecting.
Lord.
Take the money, Jim. Take the money.
That's his first this afternoon to Joe Hicks.
Well, that's a good kick, isn't it? That's a good kick. You called it. I think he was at least 55 as he's kicked it. And he's made the distance with that.
Home.
And we forgot to say it's his 50th SANFL game too, so gets his first goal for his new club and his 50th SANFL game, and I'm sure his dad in the coach's box, Darryl, would just have had the split-second pang of pride.
He would have. Peter Rowe would be disappointed with his defenders there. The ruckman was pushed out of it by Geister, but where was the other defenders trying to get their hand to it?
Good point. 69 plays, 58. The Bulldogs reclaim the high ground, but Norwood will be kicking with a slight breeze in the final quarter, so the game up for the grabs right now. Steinburner on the left, forces it wide. Krieg just inside the line, got inside 2, caught one high, didn't wait and played on. That's what I like about him. He just moves the ball on quickly. It hasn't come off this time, but that's got to be their game plan.
Well, he's done the right thing, but the kick was poor and unfortunately went straight down the throat of Lockie Bowman, but definitely the right idea.
Bowman goes wide, finds Clements. Clements gets the ball moving quickly. It's high. Bounders there. Remus brings it to the ground over the top of it to Sainsbury. Players just throwing themselves in, legs in the air, bodies hit the ground.
There is a time, Tim, when the players realise the game's in the balance.
Yes, definitely. Definitely is. And, you know, a third quarter like this, Norwood know that they're coming to the scoring end of the end. If they can hang within 2 goals, they're going to be a big chance of winning this game.
And in the context of the season, I guess the next 15 or 20 minutes of play is going to be probably the most important for these two sides.
Well, we've probably got less than 10 in this quarter.
And 10 minutes into the new quarter will dictate the season, you guess, for Norwood if they happen to lose. Their season's in the tubes. So it's a tough one at Elizabeth Oval. Stay with us. We are live until 5. Cunningham playing like his life depends on it after spending some time on the bench. I guess Peter Rode has given him a little attitude readjuster. 6 bounces inside 50, squares it up and goes long, but touched on the line by Daniel.
Good piece of work there, but yeah, Johnny Cunningham will be fired up after spending most of the game on the bench after a poor first quarter. He's come on, got hold of it, 6 bounces and drove it in long, but didn't quite get the goal he needed.
Yerbridge just come off, sporting a bit of elastoplast underneath that chin of his, so I don't know who will go into ruck now. Maybe Bowman, who did a little bit of work there in that second quarter. Just to wait and see. Outer wing. 27 is Ben Knights.
Benny Knights, we saw him against Port Adelaide.
Is that Peter Knights' lad?
Peter Knights'
It
lad.
is.
His mother's the physiotherapist for the Redlegs, and Pete came across to watch his son debut for the Redlegs night game at Adelaide Oval just a few weeks ago. Struggled that night, and they're going to give him another chance. Bourlays to Harvey, forces the ball forward. Quentin Graham, who's been very tough at it today, over the top of the ball, working hard as Bourlays again. He dishes out the handball. He looks like a blonde macca, this kid. The kick comes in towards full forward, O'Brien bustling with Hicks on the left. He's got 3, make it 4. O'Brien likes it. Good bustling by Borlase on the boundary results in a goal to O'Brien.
We just don't know sometimes the little things you can do in football, how they end up. And I think Borlase just proved there. He just kept at it and kept at it. Eventually got the ball. He comes in the forward line now. One-on-one contest, anything can happen. It's like a two-horse race. And O'Brien did some good work there to get rid of Hicks. And then quick snap on his left foot. Good work, and he is a good forward. Give him the opportunity one-on-one.
Fourth goal to Christian O'Brien. The margin now, as we can see, back to 4 points. The Bulldogs come out with this is Stevens. Finally straightens his body up, kicks it up towards centre half forward. Krieg's in there, trying to break through was Dan Toshia, couldn't do it. Marco Bello comes out, maybe should have been called for tripping. It wasn't. It comes out wide. Chance now is just to take it. It was Crouch, but some great courage shown there.
Great grab.
Great grab, great courage. He's hurt himself. Oh, stood there and took it. Great work by Bradley Willis. So Willis, left leg. Up towards Arnold. Again, it comes over from Krieg. The handball was bad. It found Harvey for Norwood. So Norwood go forward. Coming up with the 10 is Neil. There's nobody inside the 50 metres. Running back hard now is 38 and Quinton Graham. Graham should take this. Working hard coming down there was 27 and Ben Knights. So the mistake was being forced by Ben Knights. O'Brien will give the handball across. This is an open goal here. Runs in, puts it on its way. He's happy with it. Scotty Doreen. That's his first major for the afternoon.
And what a good link up it was, a team goal. Doreen to O'Brien and back to Doreen. The real thing here, Tim, is not so much the finish of the goal, but they're starting to run in numbers. They're starting to give support. Knights was there, applied to Shepherd. O'Brien was solid, took the bump to release Doreen and give him some space. Then just at the critical time, release the handball.
Well, we spoke about 4 minutes ago about the critical time in quarters and games sometimes. And I think Norwood have kicked the last 2 goals since then, so they're awake to it. And they're now 2 points in front, kicking with what is the scoring end in the last quarter. They've got more zip.
Long way to go in this match, but 2 points the margin in favour of the Redlegs. And as Tim Geneva just told you, they'll come home with a slight breeze. It's Arnold forcing the ball to ground. Cotton releases Clements from half-back, who looks for space. Knights just couldn't quite get to the contest. Clean bowled in the final analysis. Sainsbury to the back door, Reimers one step and bang, a big spiring torpedo right down the throat of Lockie Bowman, but Geister was good enough to bring it to ground. Cunningham went without it. Here comes Arnold over the top. Lee needs support, gets it. Swatala 60 out and closing. He'll kick this. He loves this position. He goes long to goal. He's hit the post. No, he's got it. No, he hit the post. Right the first time. Oh, tension and drama at Elizabeth Oval.
Well, I tell you what, Centrals do need to get a couple of quick goals if they can finish off this quarter with that to give themselves any chance in this last quarter. And that was one of them to young Swatala, and he's very unlucky. If the casing wasn't on that post, he would have got a goal.
1 point ball game, 24.5 minute mark of this third quarter. It's high. Over there was Pitt. Dawes comes up with it around his body on his left leg. Norwood had the support. Ball ace. He's had a good afternoon at Elizabeth Oval. Gives it back to Dawes, and Dawes has just pushed that over the boundary line, so it'll be thrown in out of side. The Norwood camp there, Gary McIntosh, spent the first quarter down on the bench. Big thump forward. That was through Holm, who's come back on. They've gained around about 15 metres. Healthy crowd here today.
Good crowd, Mark, isn't it? And you'd suggest that the Bulldogs got a little bit of a problem at centre forward at the moment, Tim?
They have, and they've struggled because of that, I think. They just haven't been able to get anything through there. And Lockie Bowman, you've got to give him credit too. He's played well.
Done well. Perhaps Borkle might be an opportunity just to run Bowman around the last few minutes of this quarter, or perhaps the final turn.
Yeah, well, here he comes. There it is. You've tipped it. Geez, you're
No.
sharp. Is that you, or is that just... you've been looking down there?
You'd make a good radio man, Tim. Surely. Paint the picture beautifully. Working nicely. So we are late in the third quarter. Hope you're enjoying this throughout South Australia and the Northern Territory on the ABC network. We're coming live until 5. A 1-point ball game in much the same vein as Hawthorn and Melbourne last night. I think this one might go down to the wire as well. And the players are lifting. Their intensity has been terrific in the last few minutes. Dan Tokia forward. Knights over the top. Couldn't complete the grab. Borlay's on the bottom of the pack. Couldn't get it clear. And yet again, there'll be a bounce.
And as a game, it's been an excellent spectacle for mine. I think both teams have been hard at it. And they've both had their moments where they've had momentum their way. But it's been a good game. A point in it makes for a good last quarter.
And a Richmond over West Adelaide take on North Adelaide. And West seem to have the upper hand in that one. And at Noarlunga Oval, it's the Eagles against South Adelaide. And look at that. I think the Eagles really, if they can hold on in the final term, might pinch an improbable victory, Mark.
Yes, we'll wait and see, I think, David.
We'd have our normal wager, I guess.
Yes, your money's looking not too bad at the moment, but it is Noarlunga. Sainsbury comes up with it. Just lays it off beautifully. Fine, Scotty Lee. One of the former captains of this club. He's put a high ball in, realised he got some height there. We just hear the three-quarter time siren here at Elizabeth Oval. We've got a 1-point ball game. And Tim, we just felt that quarter there. Central started so well, but Norwood just clawed their way back into it.
Mark, that was a very important quarter for both teams. Norwood without a victory this year. They needed to play well. They did exactly that. They seem to have more zip in the midfield. I'm just a bit concerned that perhaps Central's just starting to look a bit sluggish. And if they can't get the first couple in the last quarter, then it's going to be very, very hard uphill battle for them, because Norwood, keeping with what has been the scoring in this last quarter, are going to be very hard to beat, because Yerbury will come back into the centre. He'll start to get his hand on the ball again, and that's where it all starts.
The three-quarter time scores here. See, Central's 11-4-70, Norwood 11 goals 5-71. A 1-point ball game. We really have got a game on our hands. So sit down and relax, and you're watching it live and exclusive on ABC Sport. Yes, you hear the supporters there. They'll be urging both of their sides on in this last quarter. The ball will be put down. It'll be contested by Yerbury for the Norwood side. Up against him will be Damien Arnold. Arnold gets his hand down. Player out wide was Cook. Now the quick interchange of handball there between Stevens goes back to Sainsbury. Sainsbury puts it out wide, looking for Marco Bello. What can he do? Good experience shown there by Dan Tosh here. Takes it, puts it up towards Borlace. Borlace around his body, goes up towards Obbs. Obbs couldn't take it. Crouch comes away with it. Crouch puts it high up towards centre-half forward. One-on-one here. Daniel's very, very strong for the size of his body. Takes it. Handballs back. Good work there by Daniel. Back to Graham. Graham puts it out wider. And Sainsbury ends up with it. Sainsbury goes back to slows things down momentarily. 7 kicks, 5 handballs. So good effort by Sainsbury this afternoon. Geister in front. The first time he really has taken a mark above his head without Lockie Bowman trying to knock it to the ground. Scotty Lee didn't attack the foot. He's trying to use the body. Didn't work. And the ball once again, Ricky McGowan's there. It's out over the line.
Peter Road on the phone. Tim, it's difficult for a coach not to get emotional and really rip a message out, isn't it, at times like this?
Well, you could say that 99% of them do get emotional and do get carried away, but probably the one that I've seen that doesn't is Phil Smythe with the 36ers.
Back live with the footy. Dawes goes to ground, play on, said the umpire. Underneath this one, coming in was Cotton.
Central fans are desperate for that first goal. They know, they sense it. They know that their team has to get the first 1 or 2 goals.
Dawes releases Clements. Corridor football, a high bomb though, and I worry about their entry to their forward line. The Redlegs, Quentin Graham couldn't take it. Daniel steals it away. Evades 2 tackles, 3 tackles. Finally, the 4th one got him. Knights, handballs forward. Doreen needs a little bit of space or some support. Didn't have either. Under pressure from Sainsbury. Turns the ball around the corner. Arnold underneath, Rhyme as it was. Now Quentin Graham, the kick was smothered. Good work, Hicks. Daniel goes to ground. Good tackle, good pressure. We're 2 minutes in and things are really lining up.
Well, they are hotting up. Both sides know that the first couple of goals are going to be absolutely vitally important. Norwood with a 1-point lead at the moment. And whoever gets his first goal probably may take the momentum of the game. That's what it's all about.
Ball's up, comes the ground. Chance here for Harvey. What can he do? Ran out of space and the ball's out of bounds over the line.
He looks proppy, Tim, too.
He does, doesn't he?
Oh, he just got hit earlier. If you had seen just in front of the 10-yard square there, he got taken away. I thought he might have got a free kick, and he might have landed a bit awkwardly after that clash.
Ball's thrown in. Coming through hard. It's Doreen. The ball's been kicked up. I think he's kicked the goal. Young Benny Knights. Terrific kick. Terrific goal.
That's a great goal. Good work by Doreen trying to get the ball back into the corridor, but Knights has picked it up, slapped it on his boot. Good work there. See that? Trying to get back in the corridor. Picked it up and just snapped it on his boot. And that's a great goal. And that's probably the goal that may break Central's back, because they needed to get the first two. It's only 7 points. Central's can fight back. There's plenty of time.
You think Central are that fragile they can't?
Oh, unfortunately, I think Norwood's midfield have started to really get on top here, and if Yerbury continues to get his hands to it, then it's going to make it very difficult for Centrals.
Comments Tim Ginniver, 3-time premiership captain for Port Adelaide. As Stevens dragged off the contest by James, they go after it again. Stevens thumps the ball forward. We're about to see the character of the Bulldogs, that's for sure, as Dan Tokia for the Redlegs tries to crash through. Cook gets away with it, but the umpire had already blown the whistle.
What worries me, David, is probably a lot of the character you're talking about is in the experienced players like Holm and Lee, and you just need some of the guys with a bit more zip around the place to help them out.
James. Kraut. Oh, into space, and it's Neal. He's 48 metres out directly in front. And a goal here, Tim. Ooh.
Well, I'm going to watch the Central players' heads, because if Norwood get this goal now, it's just going to be interesting to see what they do with their heads afterwards.
So Robert Neal, who kicked one in the second, 3 kicks, 4 handballs and 3 marks in this match, can finish it or really put the Redlegs well underway. And right on the line, the big fingertips went up, but it wasn't enough, and it's through. Now let's watch the Central District fans, because the Redlegs are flying high.
Well, I'm just having a look around now, and what worries me a lot is that there's not a lot of experience in Central's defence here. And I'm just having a look at a few of their heads, and they look bowed. And that's a real problem side for any side. And, you know, I've played in games where it's happened, and you can just look around the ground and everybody's got their head down and nobody's talking.
You knew they're gone.
You've really got to dig in here. Harvey's had to come off because of his injury, and Gallagher's come on for Norwood. So interesting from here to see what happens.
70 plays 83, a 13-point margin now. Arnold's up against Yerbury, trying to get it out of the middle there are the Bulldogs. Holm working overtime. The crowd yells, ball. They demand the ball.
Well,
Danny Holm.
The fans are sensing it, Mark. They know that they have to get goals to try and fight back here. But look, Holm, Cook, they're all in there trying. They've just got to get a couple of clean breaks out of the middle.
He put down again. Arnold again pushes it. McGowan throws it out. Holm around his left boot, over his right shoulder. Bowman, cool as ever, just gives it back. Chance again for the Redlegs. Running through the midfield is Cunningham. Takes one bounce. He's got a player loose up there. He wants to use him. He hasn't. He's gone towards Doreen. Neal, bit of experience there between Neal and Doreen. Knights again. Can he kick one over his left shoulder? I think he can. He comes back around. This will be taken and should be kicked. The umpire's paid the mark. I think he has. He's got 2. As Robert Neal will line up for his 3rd.
A sensible play there by Knights. He had the chance. A lot of people might have thought he would have rushed his work on his right leg, but he didn't. He steadied around on his left and got it to Robbie Neal, and Robbie Neal finished us off.
This may be. It is.
Now Quinton Graham,
That's
his direct opponent.
Well, he injured himself, Quinton Graham, just earlier in a piece of play, and I think that if he is struggling, he should put his hand up and come off, because he really needs to be a lot tighter than that on Robbie Neal. But see Norwood's midfield there, good piece of work, bustling work by Holm to get the ball down there. Norwood got hold of it, got it through to Cunningham, who's as fresh as anything, ran straight through there.
As we go down to Michael Parsons on the boundary line.
Yes, just my medical knowledge again, fellas, that Anthony Harvey rolled the ankle. They're just strapping it up now, and I think we'd see him again before the end of the game.
That's a beautiful prognosis from 50 metres away. That's how proficient he is medically. As Roger James puts in another high bomb. I'd love to count the number of high balls into the Red League forward line today. They play a very good side. They're not going to get away with that. DeReed, oh, no, it's decapitated. And the umpire saw it. Now, who got him?
Ball aces on the ground.
Might have been a bit of
was it
over-exuberance from Graham.
It was ball ace. Saw the blonde hair and thought it was Knights, but it was ball ace. 11 and 7. He's been he's been a tireless worker.
I think he's done some good work right from the start. I just think with more and more games under his belt, he'll become a class act. Give him a season.
He's only, what, 17 now?
Yeah.
In 10 senior games.
We might not see too much of him in South Australia, perhaps.
I think you're right. So he's 45 metres out, tight, 45 degree angle, but he's missed to the right.
Well, that could have put Centrals to bed, that kick. And you just need to do those. To be a better player, you just got to start nailing those.
2 goals, 2.
I think he knows that. So I don't know why I'm telling him.
Tim Cook. He's going to play it wide. He goes in that direction. More changes been made. See Borkwell coming back on. Out wide, Geister from behind. Bowman in front, just threw his big frame in.
Tim, we just saw Quentin Graham, and there he is in the bunker. Peter Jonas has dragged him off. Now, it's a hard lesson. We've been singing his praises today, and for 3/4 of the match he's done well, but 2 critical errors, and it just takes the gloss off of performance.
Just occasionally goes over the top, flies high, and just needs to get himself in the right position. At times, you don't fly, you stay down. And he's just going to learn that with experience. I think a good player for Centrals in the future, though.
Steinburner puts it up. Lee comes out hard. He's their focus in this last quarter, is hitting towards Scotty Lee up there. Hobbs thrown off the ball. They come in hard. Sandry's in there as well with Crouch. But neither team being able to get their hands on the football, so the man in white again will come in and throw the ball up.
I think Peter Jonas can see himself coming back from here, Tim.
Well, he's going to be disappointed because it's going to be 2 losses at Elizabeth.
Doreen to space. Hugh Reimers, who I think has been reasonable at centre-half back today. He's fought hard, hasn't had a great deal of support. Willis underneath this one, thumped away from him. Swatala, slick handball to Willis. A little scrubber along the ground, crashing through Dantokia, taking no prisoners. Marco Bello got him, dragged him to the ground, and the loose ball comes back the other way. Yerbury working hard with Damien Arnold in pursuit. Geister got James, but he's still got the handball away. Obbs with the left footer. Underneath this one, Holm stood his ground beautifully, earned the free kick.
He's a tough fella, isn't he? That's great. I mean, he just had to keep his head up, backed into it, and he deserves the free kick for that.
He knows how to earn them, doesn't he?
Oh, he's earning them.
Nothing up forward for Centrals.
I tell you what, just keep an eye on Roger James. He's getting some very important touches on this half-back line, playing a kick behind play.
Willis on the left boot. The kick was wayward, though. It really didn't find its mark. Yerbury to James. You're right about James.
Look at his hands.
Very slick to Pitt, who just sweeps across half-back, delivers it out to Bassett, who's got Borkwell right now, by the way. Neal, hard over the top. 29 was Coulter. Sainsbury gets the handball away. Young Joshy Coulter feeds it off to McGowan, who was so spectacular last week, just accumulating possessions. Forward they go, Stevens into space. Now it's Arnold. Oh, he did that well to Swatala. One more is required. The handball over the top was required, and it didn't come.
I think his teammates actually calling him too for that one. It might have been young Michael Stevens that wanted it. He didn't receive it.
2 other games being played this afternoon. We see West Adelaide 67 play North 43. And down the Lunga we see the Eagles just hanging on there, 91 to South 70.
Now, they were 21 points up then, but weren't they 5 or 6 goals up just a few minutes ago? Nails?
Yes, they were.
Perhaps they're on the way back, Mark. You don't care. Fair enough. The Red Legs forward, it's Neal, who's kicked 2 this term, fighting hard. Hicks over the top and just does enough to hold in the area. And Macca says, hey, things aren't as good as we think.
I don't think he was happy with the drop mark, perhaps.
Tough judge.
Could have been another kick a goal. I think that's what he's thinking. If we can get another goal here, that could just about put the game beyond reach.
So it's the Redlegs by 19 points. We're 12 and a half minutes into the final quarter. And I think if you were with us at three-quarter time, you'd be disappointed in the Bulldogs' capitulation in this final quarter. McGowan, too high, free kick. Jared Cotton gave it away.
Yeah, definitely a free kick. But Mark Nally, we were talking earlier about the job on McGowan, and he only had 4 touches in the third quarter, so they did get on top of him, didn't they?
They got on top of him, quieted him down a little bit.
He's only had 26 for the match, fellas.
Yeah, it's a quiet day.
Yeah, he had a big first half, didn't he?
He did, you're right, Tim.
Sorry, David. Sorry about that.
Newbury at the back of the pack, playing like a rover. Steinberger should have taken that. Gives the handball back, realising how to play a loose. Marco Bello now has it, but there's just nothing up forward. They're all stationary. Bowman misses the mark, goes up to Lee. Chance coming through hard with Clements. And the free kick's been given away. And Clements will end up with it all clear. He's got Bowman loose. With Dan Toshi the other side.
Just tell me this, Mark Nally. How do you feel the game's which side do you think's got the zip?
It's pretty easy at the moment. The Redlegs got their tails up. They're running hard. And they're running in numbers. They're getting players around the football.
On the ball with Homie.
Centrals just seem to be very stationary when they're coming through the midfield.
It's just so noticeable, isn't it?
And what's happened here is a free kick.
50 metre.
50 metres. So Clements just chips it out, going back at O'Brien. He may take this. He's got the size to break through a couple of packs. Couldn't quite get there. Cunningham, right leg, over left shoulder. Couldn't bring it back far enough.
Well, they're all running now. There's not one player in Central District's forward 50 at the moment. Norwood have run down that much.
But they've run from defence, Tim, and I think that's where the Bulldogs were setting up in the first quarter.
You're right, you're dead right. And I suppose the position I'm trying to highlight is that Norwood are really running.
Yeah, I think you made that point pretty well. Doreen over the top of Stevens. Michael Stevens in his second game, Tim, shown enough.
I like the look of him. Again, it's just experience. All these lads have to play games to gain experience. And a couple of things that they do wrong won't hurt them because they'll just learn from it.
I might get you, Tim, to think about your best 3 on each team. I think that they almost picked themselves today, to be fair.
Well, you might be surprised with me. You never know. You won't ask Mark Nally today, I don't think.
For those of you who saw somebody resembling Mark Nally on a pub crawl last night, it wasn't him. Well, not until 3 a.m. anyway.
So the ball's bounced, David. Arnold up against Yerbury. The ball's knocked back to Cunningham. Couldn't take it. Marco Bello gets it. Just pushes it forward. And again, the ball that's out over the line will be thrown back in. The Central supporters still urging their players on. There's still time if they're good enough. Comes back to Cook. They must get a thrust here. They must get a goal here, more importantly. Back there is Watala. It's knocked out to Holmes. Holmes needs to get it over to Sutala. Comes back to Geister. Geister, corner of his eye, saw Leeds lead. And Lee marks. Has 3. Will shoot for 4.
3 straight.
Well, Scotty Lee's he's a good player and he's going to give you value for touches these days. He's had 3 shots and kicked them all, and he's going to do it again here. I'll back him for this.
You know, he's 35, Scotty Lee. They cleared out a lot of their older players over the off-season.
But you need to hold on to some experience, and I think he's been invaluable. Oh, I backed you, Scotty.
Oh, he's not happy with himself either. Realising that was one that may have just given him enough to stay in this game. That needed to be a goal.
You wonder about how good North Adelaide are when you see that Central's creamed them last week.
Yeah, I don't know about Centrals. Maybe this ground at the moment doesn't suit them. Maybe they just haven't got the run and the zip that suits Elizabeth Oval.
Yerbury thumped the ball to the back door. Obst crashes through, sheer pace. He's still running. A high ball towards half forward. That's something that Peter Rhodes going to need to work on, the way that ball's coming in. Joe Hicks, the former Sturt player. Now Obst around the corner. Into space it goes. Doreen needs it to sit for him. It doesn't. And it was well done in the finish by Joshy Coulter, bustling it across the line.
Again, Central's just not making the most of their opportunities. If they could just snag a couple of goals, it would have changed the style of this game. But I think in the end, we're just seeing a far faster running Norwood side getting on top.
Another behind. Norwood's still in and out. I've seen Malloy 3 times this afternoon line up on that boundary line. Has he actually been on?
No.
I don't think he
Yes,
has.
he has.
He has.
He came on and played in the defence for a very short time.
How long, Tim?
Oh, very short. Very short indeed. How short's a piece of string?
Knights thumps it down. That would be Crouch going for goal and missing to the right.
You can say a bit of sting's coming out of this clash because I think we know that Norwood are going to roll out winners here, and it's been a good win for them. 2 down going to Elizabeth Oval. I'll tell you what, they were under a bit of pressure, weren't they?
They needed to win. 18.5-minute mark. 21-point margin. Kick tie coming across. Trying to get across there was Remus. Cook's got it. It's taken well by Crouch. Malloy gets his touch for the afternoon. Come across. Chance here now to build something. Neil couldn't quite get it out. Steinburner comes in there. A couple of foot races there between him and Obbs. It's been outstanding this afternoon. Cook's just run. He's just not running how he used to. He looks tired. Malloy's come on with fresh legs. Maybe that might be an excuse.
He's put in today, Timmy Cook. He has really tried. And it's been left up to too few, I think, today to try and do the bulk of the work. And Norwood have used the expanse as well and run and chipped and got the ball into the forward line a lot quicker than what Centrals have probably in this last 3 quarters.
Malloy, Tim, gets a possession.
There he is.
Thanks for that. And that was Matty Dawes. Across the face. O'Brien with 4, slung away by guys to the umpire, said held him too long.
Well, I think I would have called play on, quite frankly. Just let the game go on, Nally. Umpires have been good today, I've got to say that. They haven't really been noticeable, which is the best way umpires can umpire. And that one, well, you've got to have one blemish, I suppose.
Well,
technically, you're probably right. It could have been there, but I would have played it on.
Yeah.
It was Norwood's forward line.
I think it's weak though. The hold-on play, it's slinging away after his disposal.
It wasn't a big sling.
No. Okay.
If it was a big sling, I would have played it.
Give it to him. O'Brien with 4, just stabs at it, and it's out of bounds on the full. You might be happy with the result given the nature of how you saw the free.
Well, he's a better kick than that, and Geister might be thinking, oh, well, that's a bit of karma.
So Timmy Cook will bring the ball back into the half-back line. Centrals have the number. O'Brien takes a big fly from behind. Oh, McGowan holds his head. He's played for it. Oh, and he points the finger. He's not happy with O'Brien.
That was just his Colonel Light impersonation. That's all that was.
Now, if you can lip read in recent weeks, you've got certain players in a lot of trouble. Ricky McGowan's been pretty good, though, hasn't he? 27 possessions after 37 possessions last week. This will be possession 28. 12 kicks, 16 handballs, finding plenty of the ball. Cook's done well as well. That's 14 kicks, 12 handballs for him. So there are a couple that have been finding a bit of the ball, but they just haven't enough runners going through, as Tim Jinnah will tell you. I guess you look to the Swatalas and the Daniels coming out.
You need that zip around those players. They're finding the footy all right, but they're distributors. Holm and Cook and McGowan are good distributors of the ball, but then you've got to have that zip running it into the forward line constantly. Steinburner's probably been one, but other than that, you couldn't say that Central's had too many others really pumping it in.
Sainsbury puts it out. Swatala needs to lace this one out nicely. Couldn't quite find his target. Stevens should run at this. He just waited for the ball to come to him and turn it going. He's meeting the football.
Got bowled.
It's easy up here.
I've noticed that.
Yeah, it is. I enjoy it. Lee's nearly taken a mark from behind the pack. Then he's collared. Oh, coming through is home with a big size 9.5. It's still alive, this football. Borkwell just has got no energy as well. He's just running very, very slowly. Some very tired legs here. Here's Lee. Just wait for this. The 9.5 comes in. Bassett nearly wore it between his upper and lower teeth. And players just look tired. It's been a hot afternoon here at Elizabeth Oval. The siren, still another 7 minutes to go, 7.5 minutes to go in this game. Ball's down again. Newbury over the top, just pushes in his direction, but Lloyd takes it, gives it out to the running Cunningham. So Cunningham takes it. Good work by Knights. He's dropped by Reamers. Cunningham's overrun this. He's just walking around these players. The Central players are tired. I don't know, David, whether you question their fitness. Just don't know. It's been a hot afternoon, but Norwood seem to be running on, where we see Central's just not doing it.
Look, to be truthful, I see that they ran in the first quarter, set up a handy 5 or 6 goal lead, and then stopped running. They were just playing on at every opportunity, and the Redlegs were mesmerised. Then when they stopped running, it allowed the Redlegs to get back into the game, and the Redlegs developed their own running game. And I think it's just purely tactical at this stage. The players need to understand that courage is not just bumping a player, it's running hard for 4 quarters, and I think they stopped running.
Fair point, and they've got to get to the contest, you're right. Moving the ball quick is one thing, but you've got to get the first ball. I think Norwood in the last 3 quarters probably won more of the first contest than what Centrals did. So in the end, they've used the wide open spaces to their advantage because Norwood are a very good running midfield side.
McGowan from half-back comes forward. Pitt just handles the ball in front of him. He's been very solid today for the Redlegs from half-back. Dorr, this is Matty Dorr, handballs it forward. Marco Bello to Swatala, in turn Hicks, who's down forward, chips it in. That was a beautifully weighted kick, and Scotty Lee on the lead takes a chest mark. He's kicked 3.
And can I get my money back on him?
Yes, you can.
I backed him on the last one. That was a difficult shot, I suppose, in the end, but this one's dead in front.
Look, no disrespect, Tim, but these aren't the ones that count.
I suppose, but if you got a shot, you might as well nail it.
I think that's how Scotty Lee thinks. So he keeps his head over the ball and puts it through for his 4th. A productive day for Scotty, a disappointing day for the Bulldogs.
Like I said earlier, Scotty Lee, valued for touches, and he really has been used on and off the bench today for Centrals, but when he's had the opportunity, he's marked well and he's kicked well. I think Scotty's in the best 4 or 5 players for Centrals today, there's no doubt about that. But just a disappointing day for the Dogs overall. Here at Elizabeth, they have to make this, you know, a place where other teams just don't want to come and visit.
3 goals will win this game. Are they good enough? They need to get a goal here. Marco Bello, just take it, bounce and run. Got Lee on a lead again. Going back is Mr. Pitt.
Been good today.
So Pitt with 2 players on 1 out in this direction. That's the way he decides to go. Uncontested mark, shouldn't happen. Dawes takes it, gives to the running Clements. Clements to go over the top. The smother was there, just ran too far. Malloy's taken to the ground, then flicks the ball out. The Bulldog supporters won't be happy with that decision. Plenty of body being thrown around here. Comes up with Crouch. Crouch will go again to Cunningham. Cunningham torpedoes it. Up forward. O'Brien, streaked, takes out. They didn't need it. The goal's being kicked. Another one to Neil. That's his 3rd for the quarter, 4th overall.
He's done very well, Robbie Neal. He's a good finisher. He's a good player. But that was a good piece of work there. Johnny Cunningham unleashed a torp. He'd like to measure that one. I'd say that's his biggest kick. But you couldn't pay that mark. That was a good decision again by the umpires. Swooping on it there. Beautiful piece of work. Robbie Neal's 4th, and he's had a good day out up forward.
Got a couple of inexperienced players. Joshy Coulter's picked him up recently. Quinton Graham had him early. He was held well early.
Yes, he did a good job, Graham, but Neal's certainly been good in the last 2.5 quarters.
Bound in ruck. The big fella takes it out, gets the kick away, but it was smothered. Crashing through, doing it pretty well was Neal. Feeding it off to Bound. He's run down by Marco Bello. The umpire says holding the ball, but it doesn't matter.
It's a 22-point victory to the Redlegs. They're second in 2 years at Elizabeth.
Well, they had to break a 13-year drought or something ridiculous, David, and they did that last year, and this year they've won again. And well, we spoke earlier, they were under the pump. They hadn't won a game, lost 2, and they really needed to win one. And coming out of Elizabeth, well, that's a big ask. And Centrals today, well, I thought they would have gained enough confidence out of the victory last week to perhaps go on with it today and leave Norwood to fight another day to get themselves out of a hole, but it hasn't worked out that way. Norwood have got themselves out of a hole. They got their first victory, and now Centrals have to go back to the drawing board with a win and 2 losses, and they have to really think about their future.
As we go down to Michael Parsons on the boundary.
Yes, and with me just crawling out of the bunker with a smile on his face, Anthony Harvey, captain of Norwood. A bit of a crook ankle, mate, but you're pleased to get a win.
Yeah, it's great to get one on the board eventually.
Bit of a slow start today, but once your runners found the ball through the middle of the ground, you gave your forward some opportunities.
Yeah, in the 3 games we've played, we've started slowly each week, so it was good to come back after another letdown, but hopefully we can get our starts right from now on.
And Robert Neal, 3 goals in the 4th quarter. He gave you some finish that you were looking for.
Yeah, he was a bit quiet early, but to his credit, he come back well, and he just gave us what we needed in the last quarter to consolidate the win.
And a couple of your young, bigger guys, Bound and Knights and Yerbury as well. I thought they supplied something for you today.
There was a few first and second gamers, and they've just come on in leaps and bounds. Young Matty Dawes played a bottler, and Stewie Bound just looks good for the future.
And what do you think Norwood need to do now to consolidate on this win today and move forward and play off in the finals?
Just got to get some consistency in our game. Like I said, our starts have been pretty slow, so that's an area we've got to work on.
And the ankle, mate, you hobbled off there. How is it?
Oh, I just rolled it, so I should be right.
Not a problem. Anthony, thanks very much and congratulations.